Hello everyone. In this video I'll be talking more about modeling the spotlight. Usually what I do in my projects, I get a spotlight like this, a block, and it would have all the details in it. So instead of wasting time modeling it, since you're already going to buy it in real life, you can model the frame. You don't need to model like frames, the bulbs inside these little screws or designs and box and everything else. So if you have access to a spotlight, you can just put it here inside the ceiling. But what I will do, I will just open a box, auto grid, and then I will align it to this spotlight. So I will make the opening just like what we will do in real life for the gypsum board. So I will make the opening in the ceiling, and then the spotlight will show inside the ceiling. So I will select the ceiling now, go to compound object, pro boolean, start picking, and remove this part. So now I can see the spotlight. I will open F4, the edged faces, so you can see. So this is our spotlight, and I will repeat the same step for all the spotlights that we have in the scene. Sometimes if you don't have access to models and you want to model your own spotlight, usually what we will do is go to standard primitives and select cylinder, open AutoGrid, and apply your cylinder, and then change the radius here. So let's say my spotlight is 50 millimeters in the diameter, so I'll make it here 25, and then for the height, let's say it's 2.5. Okay, so usually when we're modeling, we do the easier way to do the spotlight. So this will be the lighting surface. This is what I will add very light material to. So I will just select the material here. So just let it open. Okay, so now I will click here on get material and then type very light MTL. Okay, then you can change the color to, for example, like a warm white, and then increase the intensity of the color or the lighting, and then check these three boxes, and then just click on X and drag it to this. So some students, they just stop here. This is not correct. This is just it's a lighting in the ceiling without any frames, without any details. So what I would suggest that you do is, first of all, I'll just increase the size here so to make it a bit smoother. What I will do now, I will just copy this one. So Control V to get a copy on the same spot. So Control V, I'll make it instance, I'll make it copy, and then I will increase the radius. So instead of 25, let's take 35 or 30. Again, this is up to you, up to your designs as well. So let's say it's 30, then I will increase the height, let's say to 3, okay, which is enough. Then I need to make a boolean, so I will select this one, Control V, and then copy and increase the height. Okay, so this is what we have now. One more thing I will do, you see these segments, the height segments, instead of 5, I'll make them 1, so it would be easier for me to work with. Again, the same thing for this one. So I will change it to 1. So now I'll just select this, go to compound objects, pro boolean, start picking, and remove this part. Okay, so for this I will add the metal material. So let's say it's this one. Yeah, so I'll just rename it as metal, and I have my frame. But this frame, the edges are a bit sharp, which is not the case in real life. So what I will do, I will add edit poly, go to polygon, go to edge, or you can just press 2 on your keyboard and this will open edge. As I mentioned in an earlier video, for edit poly, instead of wasting time, if you're working, instead of wasting time and going to modify each time, and then press here and then come here and then go there and close it, you can use your the shortcuts on your keyboard. So 1 for vertices, 2 for edge, 3 for border, 4 for polygon, and 5 for element. Okay, so when you click on one, it will go to vertex. Click on one again, it will close it again. So no need to move your mouse all around your screen. So for now, I'll click on 2, and then I have already this. Let me just make sure. Yeah, it's selecting the inner one also. Sorry, let's zoom out. Okay, so I will select this one and select this one. Okay, so these two edges, I will select them and then click on loop. Let me just make sure. Okay, let's just select one, click on loop. It's supposed to select the whole circle. So in case this didn't happen, sometimes we might have some issues with this. I will just go to the front view. Okay, let me just hide everything else, so this would be better. Hide unselected. Okay, so I will go again to edge and then I will select all these edges, but then I will press on Alt and remove all of these. So what happened now, I selected these two inner circles. Okay, so again unhide all so we can manage the fillet part. So I need to fillet these edges, so let's go here to chamfer. Okay, click on the settings, increase your chamfer to whatever size you want. Okay, then increase the segments, and that's it. You will have a smooth line, okay, or a smooth edge. If everything is fine, just click here on yes, and then close your edit poly, and that's it. You have your spotlight. Okay, so this is a very easy method to create a spotlight with a frame. Just always keep in mind that you don't need that you don't do this only, because this is wrong. This is not the real case in real life. Okay, so always make sure that you have a frame. You can make the frame thinner, yani less height, and make it wider in the width. This is totally up to you, up to your designs, but this is enough for now for modeling a spotlight quickly. Otherwise, if you want to go more into details, what you can do is, after you do this frame, I will use this cylinder as a guide. You can draw a sphere. So let's go to standard primitives, select sphere, auto grid is on, so I'm drawing directly on this object, and then I will change from modify the radius to be 25 as we did before. Just one more thing, make sure that you align it here to this object. So in X and Y, I need the center to be in center. Okay, apply. And then in Z axis, I want the center to be in the maximum of the cylinder. Okay, so it will be aligned with the ceiling itself. Then I will use slice, and remove bottom. Okay, or sorry, remove top. You can check according to the direction of your design. Sometimes you will of your object, sometimes you will select remove top, sometimes remove bottom. So now what we have is a sphere that is above this ceiling. So in order to open the ceiling as we did for this spotlight, I will just take this cylinder up a little bit and increase the height. Okay, so let's take it up. Then select this ceiling. I already have Pro Boolean, so I'll just click on start picking and remove it. So now I can see the cylinder. And don't forget to add shell to your cylinder, so it will give it a bit of thickness, so you don't have any problems with the lighting in your render. Okay, because sometimes you will see lighting coming from outside, or some luminous edges which are not there in real life. So just to make sure that it's okay, I will just add a little bit of inner amount, let's say 0.2, just to make sure that the thickness is correct. Okay, then you can add like a cylinder with a sphere or something to make sure that you have a bulb. So you can add the cylinder, let's say here. Okay, so I'm trying to do this shape that I have, and then I will just take a sphere and make sure that the radius for both are the same, and then they are both aligned together. Okay, so I will go to this part, go to modify, change the height, for example, to 20 and the radius to 2.5. Then make sure that the sphere radius is 2.5 as well. I'll just zoom in so you can see. Now align this here in X and Y center to center without the Z axis, and then in Z axis center to minimum, so it will come here. Okay, make sure that it's aligned. If everything is fine, then you can add the very light material for both objects, so you will have this at the end. Okay, and you can add a glass here to the top of your shell, okay, or to the bottom of your sphere, sorry. So you will add the cylinder here, and you will add glass material to it. And this is, if you want to go into more details, you can always add more details to your frame to make it more realistic and so on. Okay, so this is a basic tutorial for creating a spotlight with a frame on it. So if you want any more extra details and you don't know how to do it, please contact me and I'll be happy to help.